Everybody, and hello folks. So one thing I have new about something. Every time I see videos about this is what's going on in my own denomination, or where I have to see this kind of thing. I saw a documentary on HBO called Pecado Máximo Pecado, or something like that. It is about the sex scandal in the Catholic Church. In this instance, here in the U.S., it is some of people being molested by priests. I mean, these priests need to be fired. But that's just not the matter the case may be here in the U.S. Most likely, there is a bunch of evidence of this thing, of Christian denominations. Sex scandals could happen in the Church of England, the Anglican Church, or Episcopal Church, what it's called in the United States. But also, it does happen we're talking about priests here, and we're talking about not just in this country. Yeah, there's cases somewhere in the Philippines, in Asia. About sex scandals or pedophiles. Well, this is just an investigation or something that they never told you about it. Sometimes I see one of them sex scandals in one part of the world in Asia. As I see so much in detail, there is one particular reason that there will be a higher risk in one particular country in Asia about pedophile priests abusing kids. There is a song about it, and there is something. I never wrote it, but there's something about a priest. So this is in this channel. When I'm talking about, everybody has to get along together. Thank you for everybody for all your support. That I think this would be in my own faith, even though I like someone. But you cannot, or saying you cannot trust everybody you think they are very trustful. You're saying, oh yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with everybody else, but at the end, it seems like there goes other way around. Somehow or some way, the lowest in the abusive scandal in Asia, one of the lowest sexually abused scandals in Asia, with the lowest rates of pedophile priests in the Catholic Church, is in Japan. Why in Japan and Korea has a little bit higher? I think it may have surpassed the United States in sexual abuse cases. Yes, it may have surpassed it. The thing is that this has to be, I think, people are sick and tired. I'm just saying to defend my own faith, but defend other people too. Is that I will say, look, once of all, if some of you think about it, okay, I have said that this would be, I have never thought about one thing. I never thought about one thing for sure. One thing for sure is that one of those two nations in Asia, probably this might be a very downfall, because after Benedict has retired, is that, well, there is a safe haven. There is no evidence of Chinese Catholics becoming Protestants or Korean Catholics becoming Protestants, because, well, thank God thank God that this kind of situation never happened, but someday it might happen. But in closed doors, in saying of this sex scandals over there in the church. All right, this is what we're talking about. Is the mystery of anybody could think about. I want to thank to this woman. I mean, she has been with Matt, and she knows how to play piano, but she has sang a song about something in her second channel. Well, it is something about, oh yeah, we built factories. I'm talking about the Japanese in their, when they used to control South Korea. But I don't know about the sex scandals in South Korea in the Catholic Church. I think it'll be more of an investigation. I think it's more investigation not just to the church, but to the priest of Korean origin nowadays. I'm not talking about, I don't know, I'm talking about the past, but if they are the pedophiles. There's Asian priests that are pedophiles. Alright? It happened in the Philippines, but I think in most likely of regardless of pedophile Asian priests, most likely are Korean. Most of the priests that abuse children in the church, in my denomination, are probably most likely come from South Korea. It is. I think Yoko, thank you for that message that you brought out. But I think what it is, if you believe me, Yoko from RandomYoko, about my denomination, that I'm gonna tell you something. The majority, even though the investigation, the Catholic Church of Japan has to investigate. Even the United States Church has to investigate. All the Korean priests. If there are any evidence of hiding, of not saying a thing, abusing kids, let me tell you right now, there is some priest named Lee or Choi or whatever having sex with a 10-year-old boy. And the guy comes from South Korea, and probably he's pastoring a church somewhere here in the United States or in Canada or in Japan or somewhere. And that's the truth. I think one of those other priests, they just name just a white priest and whatever it is. Look, don't mention to blame Japanese Catholic priests for child abusers. Don't even blame the future Pope. I think people are being hypocrites in whatever it is. Look, for a matter of fact, there is no evidence of the Pope going. The Pope is not Japanese, right? But there's no evidence of the Pope going to the Yasukuni Shrine in Tokyo, Japan, and praying for them. I would like to see that. I would like to see the reactions of of the Chinese Catholics becoming Protestants or the Korean Catholics becoming Protestants because of that. It's just respect. You need to be all together as one. And for example, for a matter of fact, there is no help because there is so many things closed doors behind about the Catholic sexual abuse priest. Things absurd of the archdiocese. I'll tell you something. The archdiocese of the United States have reported so much about sexual abuses, even in other countries. What about Japan? Japan might not have this kind of, because it's just a low percentage, 1%. Japan might not have that case. In Korea, on the other hand, they just cover it up. But they have the highest percentage than any other Asian country to have more pedophile priests. And then you have these priests coming here and just saying I'm not saying not all of them are pedophile, but there are a bunch of the few bunch of this tree. I can't judge bad apples or no, but there are cases that there have no Asian priest being a pedophile. They have to have rules in the United States of Asian priests being a pedophile. Most likely, the majority are from Korean background. That's right, from Korean background. But most likely the priests from Korean background are the ones that are child abusers, that molest kids, that, there's this kind of story. But in South Korea, it's just covered up. But I think I want to see the defendants of some people over there that they have no rights. They are sexually abused by priests in South Korea, sexually abused. And that the archdiocese over there, that the church in Korea should point out and spread out of the blue with the help of the church in Japan. With the help of the church in Japan, then that would be close together, working out, tackling those pedophile priests, not just in South Korea, but here in the United States and wherever they from. Pedophile priests could be anywhere. Pedophile Asian priests, some are from the Philippines, but most likely the majority of them will be from South Korea. I doubt that. I bet that is gonna be true. But that's gonna be true. It's still gonna be true because it is. It is what it is. The only thing is what happened is the Fukushima thing in Japan is that, when they have to control it, this is where the church and state have to work together. And having to work together I'm just doing this stewardship thing, but when they have to work together is that when Rome and Tokyo works together, I think there is more evidence that where it is for a time of reason. Don't worry about that. If I wish to see the evidence of all these things, tackling the pedophile priest, tackling all these cases that might have to be even a forgiveness or whatever it is, the reason what will happen is that in order for something to come by, to help by, that throughout the respect that I believe that most likely that if the Pope could come to Japan, most likely it would be for the helping the Fukushima victims and pray for them. But in the other evidence is that the Chinese and Koreans will become Protestants. I will tell you this. It will give more strength to the Church of England to have more memberships, most likely in China and South Korea, because of the Pope appearing to pray at this shrine, or saying or kissing the floor of the shrine just for respect. Even though it's Christian denomination is kissing the floor of the shrine of Yusukini, that means there is more higher evidence of Chinese Catholics becoming Protestants and Korean Catholics becoming Protestants because of that. Even though the situation times have to change. In either way, if I'm just being the majority of the biggest Christian denomination, shrinking to be like, look, I'm lower, I'm from the Catholic Church. Where you are from? Oh, you're from the Church of England? This is bigger than the Catholic Church. They have more members. Or you're Protestant? Oh yeah, Protestants have more membership than the Catholic Church because of the Pope kissing the floor of some shrine in Japan. Majority of these people are becoming Protestants because of that. That way it could just change things. It could raise Protestantism to have more Protestants in this world than Catholics, is when the Pope comes to the Yusukini shrine, kiss the floor, help evidence with the amount, even though that's going to be that kind of explain folks that, boosting Protestantism up the roof because of that, and boosting Protestantism, or in China, but having more and Korean Catholics being Protestants because of Pope kissing the floor in the shrine could be one thing of evidence. But one thing is that the sexually abused children, tackling this thing of these pedophile priests in the church, in my denomination, gotta be safe. Not all priests are pedophile. But let me tell you what, it is what it is. The reason that I made this video and the reason why I did this video is because that if one thing that people would speak out, the Catholic Church in Japan going to investigate in South Korea about pedophile priests, and working together with the Catholic Church in the US, and having the Korean community, all the communities all together, no matter what, tackling the pedophile priest. This is where a country where you have less Catholics that have the less number of pedophile priest cases in the country versus the country that in Asia that is supposed likely hidden, not to tell anything about the truth, but there's victims that have the highest rate of pedophile priests. Most of these Korean priests are abusing, boys sexually. They're having sex with a 10-year-old boy or something like that. Even if Korean priests come here, they might probably doing the same thing here in the US. That's talking about Asian priests too. It's not just white priests, but Asian priests too has to do. Not all Asian priests are pedophiles, but most likely the number of cases of pedophile Catholic Asian priests are from Korean background. And that has to be the most shocking truth that I will ever see if you check all the priests, not just white priests or black or whatever, not Japanese, but that's Asian priests too, but Japanese are like the less, not to worry about, nor in the Chinese, nor other Asian group, nor the Filipinos. But I think the pedophile priests in the Asian part, most like the majority of these pedophile priests, of these sexually abused priests that are Asian, are most likely from Korean background. And if you agree with me that the Catholic Church in Japan should investigate what is going on, what they don't tell, and report it to the Vatican, then things could change. Things could change for the better, but also things could change for Protestant branches becoming stronger than the Catholic Church when it comes by, the Pope coming to Japan, going to fix things of the Fukushima area while kissing floor of the Yusukuni shrine, and the Catholics in China become Protestants and the Korean Catholics become Protestants. That kind of way could, seem that it's a help for Japan, but also it's a help for Protestantism in China, and Korean Catholics becoming Protestants, because all of that is just for one cause, that we all are God's people. I don't care. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap if some dude someday, if they're saying they're doing, if they're doing the Holy One from the main Christianity branch, from Rome, is doing that, helping out Japan, while the Chinese are becoming Protestants. because we all believe in one God and we all have to stay together. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I think that if RandomYoko agrees with this, Yoko from RandomYoko, I hope you reply to this video if you believe me that the majority of Asian priests that sexually abuse children are from Korean origin. Then you maybe have to be right in this, because she might support my causes and everybody else will support my causes for one reason. Not everybody of Korean descent are pedophiles or whatever it is, but there's priests that are, not to judge anybody, but the numbers of Asian priests that are pedophile will be shocking. So goodbye.